The logistics of invasion beach operations in Europe in 1945 were both complex and critical to the Allied advance during the final stages of World War II. By this time, the Allies had gained significant ground, pushing into Germany's western defences. Beach landings, though more routine than the early landings in Normandy in 1944, still presented substantial logistical hurdles as the Allies moved forward into Germany and liberated territories across France, the Netherlands, and Belgium. One of the primary logistical challenges on invasion beaches in 1945 was supply management. Massive quantities of ammunition, fuel, medical supplies, food, and equipment had to be continuously delivered to sustain the offensive. The sheer volume of supplies needed for advancing troops often overwhelmed existing infrastructure, making beachheads essential hubs for rapid resupply. Port facilities, both temporary and established, had to be swiftly developed or repaired to handle this massive influx. Despite earlier successes in establishing beachheads, the winter of 1944-45 brought new obstacles. In January 1945, extreme cold and adverse weather conditions often impeded beach landing activities. This not only slowed down supply lines, but also caused mechanical failures in vehicles and landing crafts, affecting the speed and efficiency of the operations. Moreover, strong tides and stormy seas added to the difficulty of maintaining a steady flow of reinforcements and equipment. The risk of enemy counterattacks also remained high. German forces, though increasingly weakened, launched counter-offensives whenever possible, targeting vulnerable beachhead positions. This required the Allies to maintain strong defensive measures on the beaches while simultaneously offloading troops and equipment. It was not uncommon for supply depots and landing zones to come under artillery fire, creating hazardous conditions for both logistics personnel and combat troops. Landing operations in 1945 also had to account for a growing number of prisoners of war, civilians in liberated areas, and displaced populations, all of which added additional pressure on beach supply systems. Managing these populations required the allocation of medical resources, rations, and transport, often at a time when combat troops needed immediate supplies to sustain their offensives. The successful logistics of invasion beaches in Europe in 1945 were a testament to the Allies' ability to adapt to evolving challenges. Effective coordination among naval forces, logistics units, and ground troops ensured that crucial supplies reached the front lines, enabling sustained momentum toward victory in Europe. The real footage from 1945 captures these logistical efforts and challenges, highlighting the scale and intensity of Allied beach operations as the war drew to a close. From landing crafts unloading supplies under adverse conditions to engineers building makeshift docks, the film shows the enormous effort required to keep the Allied war machine moving forward.